Welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about how to overcome social anxiety, shyness, timidity, and all that insecurity when it comes down to social environment, connecting with strangers, expressing yourself, and just being you authentically. So we're going to look at what needs to be done for you to be able to change your personality, unlock your real identity, and really thrive in any social situation. Let's go. Social anxiety, shyness, timidity is something I have struggled with my whole childhood, my whole high school and young adult life. So I know firsthand how challenging it can be, how annoying and frustrating it can be when you are plagued with inhibitions and insecurities, and when you struggle to express yourself, to be seen, when being the center of the room, avoiding making mistakes, avoiding attention, avoiding being wrong in some way. And all of this really, it comes down to avoiding embarrassment, avoiding attention negatively on you, like there's something wrong with you, right? And I remember how small I was trying to make myself, how careful I was being, and how much overthinking all of these kind of things leads when you meet strangers, right? But not only that, there's also all that defensiveness. Somebody looks at you and you feel like guarded, and you feel attacking, and you judge them, you attack them in your thoughts, what you're looking for kind of thing. And it's silly, but I was constantly in this defense mode, right? So obviously when you're in that kind of attitude, and when you have so much projections of this nature, it's hard to connect with people because you're not really connecting with yourself, right? So how can you create authentic relationship, great relationship with other people when you're so inhibited between your own identity and personality? In my personal experience and working with a lot of people on this subject, it all comes down to one thing. It all comes down to your self-image, how you see yourself. And this is an image that you've created ever since you were young, growing up with experiences, with your parents, with your family, with school, with all that social thing happening around you, started to shape a sense of identity, who you are. Example, I grew up with a brother who's extremely extroverted, right? Off the freaking chart, loud, playful, having this kind of very extroverted natural tendency when he was a kid. In opposite, me, younger, I was very quiet. I was playing with my toys, doing my own thing, minding my own business, and just being happy as a kid in a very different way. So what naturally people tend to do is judge and label. So, he's just shy, he's just timid, he's just quiet, reserved, introverted kind of thing. And so our parents' life, our friends start to label us. And I was being labeled as shy and introverted. And when you're a kid, you don't even understand what the fuck does that even mean, shy, introverted, but you take it on, right? Your mind is not even fully developed. Your subconscious mind at this stage just absorbs everything. So you start to act it out. And one thing leads to the other. There's so much condition, and it starts to shape your personality, affect your conversation, affect everything you do. And before you know it, you are that shy, timid, introverted kid that struggles socially, that doesn't open up to people until they know them, and all this kind of stuff. But here's the thing. Being introverted, being shy, however you label yourself, having social anxiety is not who you really are. And this might sound a bit weird. Okay, well, it's not who I am. What does that mean? It's something you do. It's not something you are. It's not something you have. But it's something you do. And it's so critical that you understand this. Simply because you do act out certain behaviors when you meet people, or avoid doing certain things, doesn't mean that the label or the identity that you've put on yourself is the truth of who you really are. And I want to prove that to yourself. When I was, struggling with this, I was very comfortable with some people. This group of close individuals that I had, with who I was just being free, careful, myself, playing out, laughing, not caring, honest, I had this ability to be really myself, loose, with certain individual people that were close to me, people I knew very well. So you see how my behavior there was very different. But if I was shy, timid, introverted, all of this, then it's not something you turn on and off. You either are it and you do it every single time, always nonstop, or you don't. So this is the thing. If you're able to be yourself in certain situations, if you're able to be loose in certain situations, even if you drink or smoke or whatever is needed for you to disinhibit yourself, if you're able to do it then you're able to replicate that behavior. But we need to go back to the foundation, and this is how do you see yourself? How do you describe yourself? How do you carry yourself? What is your opinion of yourself? And this is fundamental, because all of this, social anxiety and everything, the people-pleasing tendency, the being too nice, avoiding eye contact, refusing to say no when you really mean it, or justifying yourself or whatever, all of these kind of things and all the behaviors that, tangle there, come down to one thing: your self-image and your inability to experience embarrassment, shame, and being vulnerable. Because at the core, what you're really trying to do is to protect yourself. You protect yourself from certain beliefs, you protect yourself from certain emotion, and usually at the core there's fear and vulnerability, i.e. another word for that would be shame, embarrassment. And those emotions are so low, so dense, so tough on our mind, on our ego, that we don't even know how to handle it. We never learn how to handle it. So we feel like if I feel ashamed or embarrassed, there's something wrong about me, people will not love me, people will judge me, people will laugh at me, and I don't know how to fucking handle it. It's so vulnerable, so much like, it feels so much like weakness, that we put up all these kind of masks and things to hide that weakness. But here's the thing: if you are unable to let go, to feel those emotions, to realize that feeling those emotions are not the same thing as being those emotions. You are not your mind, your thoughts, your identity, or your emotion. But you need to be able for you to experience all range of human emotions if you don't want to be controlled by them. But again, it comes down to the one thing, which is your self-image. Because if you feel there's fundamentally something wrong with you, and that you are shy and timid, and that you need to do certain things in order to earn love, or to be worthy of love, or to be worthy of other people's attention, that is a reflection of your self-image. I need to do X, Y, Z to prove myself, to be valuable, to be nice, whatever. And this is the rules you've made up as you grew up in different situations, and those rules are different for everybody. But today, right here, right now, you need to realize that you can no longer label yourself, talk to yourself in the same old way. So you have to ask yourself, if you want to be comfortable in any form of social situation, being able to talk to strangers, express yourself, meet new people, do public speaking, whatever you desire to achieve, create meaningful relationship with the opposite sex, whatever it might be. First, it's possible because I'm doing this now. Whether it was making videos like this, or whether it's doing any form of public speaking like I do, or working with so many people, it's something that was impossible for me when I was in my early 20s because of all those insecurities and ambition. So today, I'm the living proof right here that you can make the change. And there is a process, and yes, you have to put certain form of effort and discipline your mind in a new way, and kind of recreate yourself and your personality and your identity. But first, one, it's possible. You can do it, and it starts with how you talk to yourself. That's the first thing. You need to identify all the thoughts that are reminding you. Another word for that is the stories that are reminding you of who you were, the social, anxious, shy, timid person. And you gotta let go of those stories. You can no longer allow yourself to identify with that version of yourself. You gotta start telling yourself a new story. You gotta be like, this is how I choose to be for that period of my life. And right here, right now, there's a transition. And I choose to see myself as a confident person who's able to talk to other people freely, casually, honestly, is able to be vulnerable, able to be seen, who's enjoying being center of attention whenever he or she chooses to. So you gotta talk yourself, you gotta prime yourself, you gotta see yourself in your mind and in your thought as being that person now. Because as you think about, you become. And so you gotta put so much momentum behind those stories, behind those new thoughts, that you start to create that new personality. And if you do that over and over and over again, what you're starting to do is you start to convey a new message to your subconscious mind. You start to create new beliefs, new habits of relating to yourself. And as you do that, not only you're raising your energy, but you start to also subconsciously to act it out. And first, it's going to be in very subtle ways. Maybe you're standing up taller, maybe you're feeling less nervous, maybe you're able to hold more eye contact, maybe you're smiling more, maybe you're just more relaxed, less judgmental, less tense. And as you continue to get those positive new experiences as a result of a change, you will see how things start to gain momentum. And it all comes down to your self-image and how you choose to see yourself. Now, of course, you may need to release some negative emotion that are just coming back, some limiting beliefs that keep coming back. You might need to release some old habits. You might need to, do some inner work around all of this to facilitate that transition. And I'm telling you that if you continue to identify yourself and to say, I am that person, I am shy, I am struggling with social anxiety, I am struggling to talk to people, I can't look at people in the eye, I cannot do, if you keep on identifying and telling yourself, this is who I am, look at me, blah, blah, blah. And this is just so subconsciously, right? You're reaffirming your identity. If you keep on telling yourself those stories, that I am this, I have this condition, instead of, look, it's not who I am. It's something I do, it's something I did, and I choose to do something else. I choose to show up as a different person. It's the catalyst, it's the foundation, and it will change your life if you apply it. It's a process, and if you look help on your journey, I actually have a specific 30-day program. It's a journey that will take you from struggling with those negative thoughts, those stories, those feelings of shyness, and all those emotions and social anxiety that you have. Over the 30 days, it's going to show you exactly how you can remove those stories, how you can break those old attitudes, how you can completely change your energy, your beliefs, and your identity. And over 30 days on this journey, you will transform. It's phenomenal. People on the course transform all kinds of situations in their life by applying the tools that are given in that program. You can get information and you can sign up if you want in the link down below. Check it out in the description if you're interested. It can fast track your whole journey. But remember this, it's your identity that controls how you show up in the world. Your energy, your relationship with yourself and others stem from who you are and how you see yourself. So this concludes this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was valuable. Let me know what you think down in the comment. If you have any question, feel free to ask down in the comment. Take some time to help me out by subscribing to this channel and helping me grow and reach more people. Thank you. I will see you next time.